Okay. Erev Tov. B'ezrat Hashem, tonight, being that next week, Sunday night, Shkoyach, thank you. Sunday night is Shavuos. Which has obviously a lot to do with the Torah that we're learning, but nevertheless, I'd like tonight to learn for Shavuos, Torah Huf Tzadik. It's 190 in the first chelik of Likutey Moharan. We will, B'ezrat Hashem, review this Torah and touch upon a couple of points that have to do this Torah regarding Matan Torah, the kind of Torah that what Torah we received, how we received it, Malas Tzadikim, and so forth. So, on the surface, this particular Torah doesn't look like a Likutey Moharan Torah. It looks more like a vort, like a Rabbeinu says it's a Lomdish Torah. The person came to Rabbeinu, was a great Lamdan. Rabbeinu says, okay, you're Lamdan, I will tell you Lomdish Torah. To understand this, basically the Torah seemingly is straightforward. It's as follows. V'yanu kol ha'am yachad v'yimru kol Hashem diber Hashem nasa v'nasa. Kol Hashem diber Hashem nasa. Everything that Hashem said, we will do. Yashem Moshe divrei ha'am el Hashem. Moshe returned the words of the people to Hashem. V'mer Hashem el Moshe, and Hashem said to Moshe, Yanochi ba alecha be'av v'anan. Here I'm coming you, cloaked in a mountain, in a cloud. So the people will hear as I'm speaking with you. And in you too, they shall believe forever. And the Chumash continues, Moshe continues, it says the words of the people to Hashem, we don't see here. Moshe Rabbeinu went down, and they told him something different. Just said that, Rabbeinu said, this is very wondrous. What are these secondary diburim that Moshe delivered, gave to Kodesh Baruch Hu? Upon which it is said, and second time, and Moshe said the words of the people to Hashem. We don't find in the Chumash did the people say anything else, between this and this. They said everything Hashem said we will do. And Moshe went to Hashem and he told them. So Hashem said, yeah, I'm coming to you. They'll hear that I'm speaking to you, and all they'll believe in you forever as well. And Moshe said the words of the people to Hashem. What words? They didn't say anything between this. This is just immediately. What's the second time that he said the words that the people said to Hashem? We didn't see that he said anything. After the first thing, he says everything Hashem said we have to do. They didn't say anything else. So what is this? V'yaged Moshe divrei ha'am el Hashem. So what is this that Moshe said the words of the people to Hashem? But he should know. Yisrael tanu ve'amru al ma she'amar leMoshe lekabel et haTorah. That the people said, they claim, they they're like they're the problem with what Moshe said. He says he's going to receive the Torah, and he says Kol Asher Diber Hashem. In other words, everything that Hashem says, Muchachim Lasot, you have to do it. If Hashem tells you something, Hashem tells it to you, you have to do it. I mean, there's no bechira anymore. Once the Dibur came out of the mouth of Hashem to do a mitzvah, ain't shum bechira. There's no choice involved. You have to do it. We are forced to do what we do. There's no choice. Everything Hashem said, we will do. Bevadai. We have to do it because there's no bechira. Not to say, it came out of the mouth of Hashem. We have to do it. But and he says immediately, that he repeated the words of Hashem. Immediately, Kadosh Baruch Hu told him, okay, no problem, you're right. I'm not going to come and tell the people. I'm going to come and I'm going to come to you. I think I'm going to tell you. So the people hear when I'm speaking to you, when I'm telling it to you. I'm going to speak to all the 10 Commandments. I'm going to say to you, personally. I'm Hashem, your singular Hashem. Your God. You should not have foreign gods. You personally, singularly. Says to Moshe. All the 10 Commandments were said singularly to you. He didn't say, I am, Elokeichem. He didn't say, Lishon Rabin, they will only hear as I'm speaking to you. Then they'll have a choice to do what they want. Because they weren't commanded directly from me. They just heard me speaking to you, so can they choose to do it or not to do it? They have a choice. This is what it said, that Moshe said the people's words to Hashem. Now Moshe, has said this same taina that the people said to Hashem. He said about himself. That which the people said about themselves, we'll have no choice. Moshe now said about himself. Okay, so you fix that problem. The people will have a bechira. They'll have a choice. Now, because you're going to speak to me, alone, they'll have a choice. You didn't fix me. What about my problem? Now you said it to me. You don't have a bechira anymore. I don't have any choice. Moshe said the words of the people. That same word the people said about themselves, now Moshe said about himself. Because I want bechira. Hashem answered him. Hashem told him, go to the people and sanctify him today and tomorrow. Because Baruch Hu ordered him only 2 days. Moshe added another day from his own volition, from his own das. This is when it should be. The Gemara says in Shabbos, and this was exactly what the Kodesh Baruch Hu had in mind. This is exactly was the aim of Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's what Kodesh Baruch Hu meant. That's what Kodesh Baruch Hu wanted. Because we see that Lamaisa, the Torah was given on the 3rd day, not 2 days later, but 3 days later. This was, in this, adding another day was embedded the choice of Moshe to accept the Torah or not. It's not possible to receive the Torah before 3 days, the way it actually eventually happened. If Moshe would not have added another day, he would not receive the Torah. Because Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu 2 days. Moshe Rabbeinu understood from his own das. He decided to receive the Torah. That was his choice. And he added another day. This is the thing that enabled Kabbalah Torah. This was dependent the main choice that Moshe Rabbeinu had. In what? The fact that Moshe Rabbeinu added another day from his own cheshbon, his own. Now, this sounds a little bit, it's a little difficult to understand. First of all, what's a big difference? 2 days, 3 days. So besides that, the Gemara has a cheshbon. What was, they said, what? Moshe Rabbeinu made a cheshbon. He says, because Baruch Hu says, Hayom u'mochar. He didn't say in 2 days. He said today and tomorrow. So the Gemara says, in Masechah Shabbos, Moshe Rabbeinu figured, what is today and tomorrow? Tomorrow has the night before. It's night and day. So being that tomorrow has its previous night comes together with it. It's a package deal. Av Hayoim, the first day of counting, also has to have a night together with it. But that day, Hayoim, because Rocha speaks, it was already during the day. It was during the day, the night was already gone. He didn't have the night together with it. So that for that day, the night was missing. So Moshe Rabbeinu said, okay, so we're going to start counting from tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a day that already has its night with it. We need 2 days, so it comes out 3 days. If we need to understand what's intrinsic in it and why this is the choice of Moshe Rabbeinu. That without it, it was not possible to receive the Torah. Why is that? Okay, that's not saying us, that if that's a bechira of Moshe, we would say that the Yetzer Hara would like to push off, Matan Torah as much as possible. It'd be like a Yetzer Hara, to push for 3rd day. Why? So Reb Nosson says in Likutey Moharan, the Bevadai, the bechira of Moshe Rabbeinu, bechira of all the tzaddikim is not the same like the bechira of the Am, whether to keep the Torah or not to keep the Torah, to receive the Torah, not receive the Torah. For this, bevadai, the tzaddik there's no, as far as tzaddik says, it's not an Torah, obviously. The choice of the tzaddik is to come down to the world, to us, to deal with us, or not to deal with us. Rabbeinu said, Nosson says that, like 6 months before the Rebbe passed away, The Rebbe said that he wanted to, stop being a Rebbe, stop being leading the people, whatever it is, just let go. He says just be by himself and do his own avodah. And Rav Nosson says that there's a Baruch Hashem, a big Rachmanis HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he didn't do it. That he stayed with us, he spoke to us, and the Bechira of the Tzaddik is, what is it exactly that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from him? It's not whether to do it or not to do it like it is with us, but what is it that HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually wants from him? To deal with us, or to deal with his own development, with his own advancement, with his own asogas, whatever it is.
Isn't it the same thing?
L'mais, it's the same thing. But you see that the Rebbe said also that he had a machshava, to let go of the anhoga and just do it himself. Nosson says, well, big Rachmanas that he didn't do it. So you see that there is an Indian, it's a different kind of way. There is an Indian like that.
What? When you're just by himself and form whatever, focusing on
Ein achinami, that's what the Rebbe said, and that's what Reb Nosson says about it. So, in other words, there's definitely an avodah. If the Rebbe said that it was an option, it means it is an option. And Reb Nosson says, Baruch Hashem, he decided not to do it. It means that Baruch Hashem, it's a big rachmanas that he didn't do it. Which means that there is, kivyochol, as far as the side is concerned, there's a choice to work with us or not to work with us. And Nachinami, after Moshe Rabbeinu went to the mountain and received the Torah, and he got the luchos, and Am Yisrael served the idol, the Egel Azav. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Lech red, go and descend, Kishiches Amcho, because your people, has strayed. So the imagine that Torah says, the only reason why I gave you greatness is for the sake of Am Yisrael. Is a makar of them. B'diavad, that was the choice of Moshe. But the question is, what did he add? So we'll talk about in a lomdisha oifim, because the Rebbe says it's a lomdisha Torah, and we'll talk about it in the pnimius ha'inyan, as I heard Rav Shalom Maikov say. But derech of lomdis, what was going on here? I said it once before, was these ones. The Rebbe says in Torah Chav Beis that the tzaddikim, they are called the admonishers of the generation. They are the advising counsel to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They advise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have to understand why HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs advice. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't know what they know. I want to say, what's the pshat? They give advice to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And he said, they say HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and when HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells them, reveals to them, that there is a din ba'olam, there is a verdict, la aleinu v'la aleichem, on the world. And they hear it together with him. They're with him and he lets them know. So what they do is they go down and they admonish the people. And they tell them, listen, this is messed up. There's a problem. You really have to fix your ways. But it's a very touchy subject because on one hand, the fact that there is a verdict has to be a very guarded secret. We all know that every country, has its secrets. If they plan to do various things, whatever it is, and if it were to be known that these secrets exist, everyone will talk about it, and that can lead to calamitous results. In other words, if Beruchnis, if the fact that there are dinim, there's a din in the world, the klippers, the chitzonim, would take it and turn this din into what is called a din kosher, a harsh judgment. Chas v'chalila. The tzaddikim have to conceal that din, so the din will be a din Torah. It shouldn't be a din kosher, a harsh judgment, but Torah judgment. What's the difference between Torah judgment and a harsh judgment? A judgment is a judgment. It's a din. The answer is that a din kosher, a harsh judgment, is a judgment that causes to people to be pushed away. Din Torah is a judgment that brings a person closer. I have a friend, Rav Nachman El-Arar, used to be the head of Derech Tzadikim.
What?
He was the head of Derech Tzadikim. Nachman El-Arar, he lost 2 sons in Meiron 4 years ago. 2 teenage sons.
Tragedy?
Yeah. And he was interviewed on the television, whatever. And all night long, he didn't know where his children were. And when they filmed, he said all night long, he said all night long, he just davened for one thing. Rebbeinu Shalom, don't take the emunah away from me. Just don't take the emunah from me. I said it to Rav Simcha Bar Lev, he says, that's the way a Jew speaks.
How does Hashem take the emunah away?
He said it was an Isayan, it was very difficult. He just begged the Kodesh Baruch Hu not to take the emunah from him. That's what he says, just don't take the emunah from him. It was so difficult. He didn't know what's going on, he just don't take the emunah from me. In other words, by him, the din hit him, but he used it to come close to Kodesh Baruch Hu with it. It was a din. It was a terrible judgment. But it was a din Torah. For him, it was a din Torah. It's not l'rachik. It's not chas to push away. So the tzaddikim have to conceal the din, so the chitzonim would not take this din and turn it into a harsh judgment, a judgment that pushes people away. But at the same time, they have to let the people know that judgment does exist. So the service that they give is they give an eitzah. It's not that they advise the Kadosh Baruch Hu what to do. What they do is they devise an eitzah of how to bring about that the people will turn, with the judgment to become, instead of a harsh judgment, a Torah judgment. And this is what's going on here. You can say, the Lomdus. What did Moshe Rabbeinu tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu? People says everything Hashem says, Nasa. So we have no choice. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was there. HaKadosh Baruch Hu hears what they say. Why does Moshe have to come to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to let them know what the people say? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere. He hears everything. But you may say that what happened here was Moshe Rabbeinu came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he said, why do the people want to serve you with Bechira? HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, listen, I'm going to come, I'm going to give him the Torah, I'm going to speak to them. Okay? People say, hey, time out, just a second. There's a problem. There'll be no Bechira anymore. So, Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't know there'll be no Bechira. Why are you so frum all of a sudden? Why are you so, there'll be no Bechira, then what do you mean? It's unfair. I mean, it's not a fair game. It's like you're allowed to kick a basketball with your feet. But what do you mean that there'll be no Bechira? What are you being so frum about the fact that you have no Bechira? Why is it so important to you to have Bechira? If HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give you the Torah, you have no Bechira. What's the problem? HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows what he's doing, right?
You're not a person.
What?
You're not a Adam, you're not a person. You're like a melech.
No, but if HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give you the Torah, okay? And he's going to say it to you, you'll have no Bechira. So what's the problem? That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to do, right? He is the Melech of the world, the creator of the world. If he wants to tell you, no Bechira, what's the big deal? Beside him. Please, that's the best thing. Why can't, but it's not the best. We have no Bechira. What is this? You say, but the drash. Moshe Rabbeinu came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, listen, it smells funny. What is this? We'll have no Bechira. So, why do they want Bechira? Why do they want to make the game fair? It's just to make the contest. What is this? I don't like it. I don't like this kind of philosophical chochmas. What is this? What's a possibility is, why do you want Bechira? It's like, why does a person use deodorant?
Why does what?
Does a person use deodorant or aftershave? Why do you use aftershave? Why do you want to smell nice? Okay. What do you care? Okay. Why do you want Bechira? So be able to choose other things, right? You want to keep your options. From Khalila. But what? Just in case, in case. Right. It's total Shem Shemaim, no problem, whatever it is. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu agreed with him. It's very good. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to speak to you. They will hear, and they'll believe in you also, forever. So Moshe Rabbeinu says, yeah, but what's going to be with me? No, I don't have Bechira. You fixed them, you didn't fix me. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, no problem. Today and tomorrow, get the people. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to come. Moshe adds a third day. What's the cheshbon of the third day? It says today and tomorrow. Tomorrow had its night with it. Today is supposed to have its night with it. Okay, so we can only start counting from tomorrow. At the end of this whole thing, the end of the 40 days, Moshe Rabbeinu goes up to Har Sinai. He receives the Torah. Comes down the 40th day. Moshe is supposed to come down. The people say, "Vayara am ki boishesh Moshe lo voy." They see, the people say that Moshe is late. So immediately they go to Aaron and says, "Listen, we can't. We need a leader. We can't deal with this. This is not an option. Go ahead and make us an idol that will lead us." How did they know that Moshe Rabbeinu is late? When was he supposed to come? And he didn't come. They said, "What can you do? I mean, he's late. Can't be without a leader." She says, you know what was the people's mistake? They made a cheshbon. Moshe Rabbeinu says 40 days. At the 40th day, they see he didn't come because they started counting from the first day. Rashi said they did not for cheshbon. It says that machol tomorrow has its night with it. Today is supposed to have its night with it. In other words, Moshe Rabbeinu is supposed to come one day later. They said, 40 days finished. Nigmar HaSipur. If they would say, okay, when does the 40 days start? 40 days, every day is supposed to have the night together with it. So it'd be the 41st day. They didn't do that. They said, okay, from today, we're starting counting from today. And what was the choice that they made on that 40th day? That's what Moshe Rabbeinu was saying. Why do you want to have Bechira? Do you want to have Bechira because you're so frum and you want to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with difficulty? Or you want to hedge your bet. You want to keep your options open. And if Chas v'Chalila you're going to be let down, all right. You can go deal, worship idols. The Torah says, Lo'ovdu bnei Yisrael, Avodah Zarah, the only reason why they said Avodah Zarah in the Midbar is not to allow themselves hanky-panky. Moshe Rabbeinu suspected Am Yisrael is, God says, you're right. What happened? Baruch Hu says, that's it, it's finished. Am Yisrael received the Torah. They cannot exist anymore. They cannot continue to exist, Chas v'Chalila. That's it. They received the Torah, and then they served the idol. Moshe Rabbeinu says, Lama she'michera apcha be'amecha. Why are you so upset? Why are you so upset? Calm down. Why are you so upset? What do you mean why so upset? When they told him, no, don't serve idols, whatever. They do it. What do you mean why I'm upset? What kind of question is this? Moshe Rabbeinu says, you didn't tell them. You told me. We're say, okay, personally, to you. You didn't order them. You ordered me. That one day that Moshe added gave the choice to the people. What are you going to do with the 40th day according to your counting? Are you going to say, listen, I really want to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you know what we're going to do? Maybe the cheshbon is that you're supposed to add another day because the day has to be complete with the night before. So we'll wait until tomorrow. Let's see what happens. If what you really wanted the Bechira for is to eat your cake, to have your cake, you need it too, so to speak. Hey, 40 days, finish. Hey. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
40 days. What's a few more, hours?
Moshe Rabbeinu says 40 is 40. There's no such thing as Shabbeinu. It's not wrong. They did not cheshbon because they were hungry to do what they wanted, to follow their own hearts. Moshe Rabbeinu suspected this. Yeah, they were suspect. Well, they're incited by the Arab Rav, but they were incited. Moshe Rabbeinu suspected this to begin with, and already prepared the ground, adding another day with the Lom Cheshbon. If they will use that Lom Cheshbon to wait another day, if not, he has a way to save them from annihilation by adding another day. But there's another explanation to that. That's the admonish of the generation. Not just that he goes to him and says, hey, you're not doing it right. Hey, so messed up. What's going on? No, that's not the admonish. The tzaddik already foresees what the people have in their heart. And he has an eitzah with the Kodesh Baruch Hu and says, listen, what's going on here? Why do they want the choice? What's going on? I'm afraid that they want they want to keep their choices open. So Kodesh Baruch Hu says, you're right. So he already arranges a way to save them from themselves. People understand. But there's another way of learning this.
I mean, he added the days that he knew they were going to count wrong when he comes back.
He said they would want to count wrong. They will want to count wrong. They want to count, hey, just 40 days finished, we're off the hook. Reb Nosson says, so what? Moshe Rabbeinu is tzaddik emes. If Chas v'Chalila he passed away, he left his Torah behind. He said, Kodesh Baruch Hu doesn't leave the people alone. What are you worried about? Adrabah, that's the main Emunah in Moshe. Baruch Hu says, Gam b'chai aminu be'olam. If Moshe left the world, Bevada, he left his das with his Talmidim. Everything is already arranged. You don't have to worry about it. But there's something else in it. This is what Moshe Michael said. That extra day that Moshe added it means that Kabbalah Torah, it's not just receiving the Torah. It's waiting to receive the Torah. Waiting another day. It's a day of kisufim. It's a day of longing. To teach that the Torah is a different Torah. It's not just a Torah that you're getting a book of instructions. From now on, from this time on, that's what we're supposed to do. The Torah that we are getting in Shavuos, which you can see in the Akdamas that we're singing, is a Torah of the ultimate connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the ultimate connection between two beloved is one in which there is an extra period of ishtoikikus, of longing, of waiting. There's another day. What's that other day used for? It's other ways of longing and looking forward to Kabbalah Torah. The whole in of Matan Torah is one story. It's a wedding. It's a wedding night. It's a wedding night that is filled with longing. It's all kinds of halachas have to do with, what does longing mean? Aloha, no. You know, when it comes to marriage. So what does it have to do with Ma Macha Leila Imai? What does it have to do with the fact, tomorrow has its night together with it, so the days are supposed to have their nights together with them. The Torah that we received in Har Sinai on the 7th day of Sivan, not the 6th day, the 7th day of Sivan, is that every single day in Avodas Hashem, you learn Limud Torah, has its night with it. There's a night that comes with it. Serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, learning Torah, is not, you're not a professor, a Torah professor. You're a servant of Hashem. You're the beloved of Hashem. Like Nachman El Arar, davened the whole night long, that Hashem shouldn't take the emunah from him. All night long. His Torah is a different Torah. Hashem should not bring any of us to any kind of Messiah. But having gone through what he went through, it's a different Torah. It's a different Torah. The holiness of Akdomis, with Tzaddikim Prem probably also in ours. And they said the Akdomis in before Akdomis, the singing before Kriyas Torah, Shavuos. They cry. People cry out of kisufim and longing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Torah that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to give us decided to add another day of longing, another day of kisufim. And we can see this. Rabbeinu says in Sipur Maisis, the story of the 7 beggars, the Maisis of the 3rd day, where there is a mountain and a fountain. They long to one another. And if they don't see one another if one day the world would cease to exist, and all they do is they just long to one another. And then when towards the end of the day, time is running out. Time is running out. The world cannot exist if they don't see one another. The heart is the Gashmis of the day. This is us. We're the bride. The mountain is Kodesh Baruch Hu. It comes the end of the day, so the beggar, the 3rd day, which of course not by chance is the one who's Kvad Peh, the stutterer. That's Moshe Rabbeinu, right? He says that he combines all the chasadim in the world. He brings it about. He gathers it, and he gives it to the Abechina of the Emet Ish Chesed, the true Ish Chesed. And the true Ish Chesed creates another day with it, and gives the heart and the mountain another day to exist. Because Lomdesh-wise, there's a problem. Okay, so Moshe added another day. But nevertheless, in Brias Olam, the world was created. It says, Yoim HaShishi, V'yechul HaShamayim V'aretz. He says, what is Yom HaShishi? What is HaShishi? The 6th day. What is HaShishi? They said that Kodesh Baruch Hu made a deal with the world, a pact. If Am Yisrael received the Torah on the 6th day, which is the 6th day of Nisan, the world will continue to exist. If not, how can Moshe Rabbeinu add another day?
6th day of Sivan?
Yeah. So how can Moshe postpone Kibbutz Torah to the 7th? The pact was to receive on the 7th day, on the 6th day, not on the 7th day. So the world cannot exist. Where's that day? Rebbe says it's in Sipur Maisis. The tzaddik is Moshe, he adds another day, midaito, from his das, another day which does not exist in the calendar. The world exists another day. And this day exists with Kisufim. When we are celebrating Kabbalah Sator in the 6th, every time we're going to give a share, is it going to stop like that? Shem Yazor, Yom Tov, getting Shavuos and getting Yom Tov.
Finishing the year.
What can we do?
We didn't finish.
Okay. Do what we do. Let me just hold on. Just put on hold. Okay. As we were saying when we were rudely interrupted, the Torah that Moshe Rabbeinu gave us is a Torah that you have to wait to receive it. You have to wait another day. It's a Torah that has Leilo Imri, has the night together with it. We learned in Torah Dalet Chelik Beis, in the Torah that we're learning now, that all the Yomim Tovim, they cry out, they announce the fact that there is no Teva, there is no nature. Everything is Ratzon Hashem. The Yom Tovim is Mikra Kodesh. They call out the Kodesh. They call out that the world is running according to the way that Kodesh Baruch Hu wants it. Everything is a miracle. This is what Chazal said. They said that the angel, the Malach, that combines all the Nisim Elohim, Nisim Tatoim, this is Damya La'egla, looks like an eagle. Upritas Fosi, and his lips are cut. And it says the egla means, the Rebbe says it's igul, it's emuna. Kol mitzvasecha emuna. The Nisim Elohim means the miracles that we had in Yom Tovim that break the monotony of the way that things seem to be the same way every single day. Kabbalah Satorah, the Oisus, the Moisin, the Roim, the Rebbe says. It's Mitzrayim, it's Pesach. Sukkot and on our COVID, we spoke about that. Nisim Tatoim is the Teva. Teva means it's not that it's a Hefza, it's called Teva. It's just the name of Nisim Tatoim, of the lower miracles, is called the Teva. And to have true Emunah, to have true Tefillah, is when you have Emunah that everything is a miracle. People don't daven ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu because they don't believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They believe in Nisim. They believe that the tzaddikim that can do Nisim. The problem, it says in Nosen, is they don't believe in themselves. What don't they believe? They don't believe that the Teva is also a miracle. Tefillah creates miracles. It just changes between Nisim Tatoim to Nisim Elohim. From a lower Nisim to an upper Nisim. But it's miracles just the same. And the Tefillah makes a difference. Is that you believe that what we call miracles and what we call nature is all miracles. From beginning to end. And he says, the Malach is called Macho Pritas Fase, that his lips are cut. It should be full. The Malach is tefillah, the Rebbe says, Hashem Satai Tiftach, the mouth should be, says Tiftach, open, cut, tzedek. What's Hashem's first Tiftach? Is not the davening, right? It's a minig that we say before davening, because Baruch Hu, open up my lips and I will daven. But that's not the davening, right? As Rabbeinu says, when a person now has a true emunah, because Baruch Hu sends him diburim, his P'chinas Ruach HaKodesh. Hashem sends you the emunah. Yishgura tfilosi b'fi, says Rabbi Chaminad ben Doisa. What does it mean, shgura? If they send, because Baruch Hu sends me the tefillah into my mouth, usually we say shgura tfilosi means I'm saying the tefillah without making mistakes. So you know why I'm going to make mistakes? Because Baruch Hu sends you the tefillah in your mouth, so you're saying it without any mistake. Shgura tfilosi means that Kadosh Baruch Hu gives you the tefillah. There's the tefillah when you daven, tzedek, nifla. But the shleimus of tefillah is when you ask Kadosh Baruch Hu to give you the tefillah. Hashem tzfasai tiftach of yegiti latecha. Give me the tefillah. The tefillah itself. This is a munah nisim Elohim nisim tatay. All this is mesugal to mekabel bezrat Hashem, especially Yom Tovim, especially in Shavuos. The gift of Shavuos is not just the gift of Torah. Torah itself is a keli with which to get the Havas Hashem.
What?
Havas Hashem. We learn Torah all night in order to be able to receive it and to receive the Ahava of Hashem. Say, Shakeni Mishiko Spiu. Mishir Hashirim says, this is Matan Torah. It's the closest for Kodesh Baruch Hu. But without a Torah, you can't get close to Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's the way to get close. The Tachlis is Yisrael, Kuchabrichu, and Araisa. One thing. The Torah is the keli with which to receive a Kodesh Baruch Hu, to consume the relationship between yourself and a Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's what Matan Torah is about. Hag Shavuos is about. Wait another day. Yearn for Kodesh Baruch Hu. The Torah is, without the Chassan and Kala waiting, counting the days, before the wedding. And another day. Another day.
The gift of Shavuos is what?
Mm-hmm.
The gift of Shavuos
is the gift of Ratzon, of wanting HaKadosh Baruch Hu, longing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Torah is the tool with which you get to the longing and to the rest of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the way it's done. B'ezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help us. First of all, we should have a good Shabbos, Parshas Bamidbar, Nifla Moed. And B'ezrat Hashem will have a good Yom Tov, and a good Yom Tov, B'ezrat Hashem, a Kabbalah Rotzen, to get close to Kodesh Baruch Hu, to long for Kodesh Baruch Hu. It's a very important nekuda, just to madgish. You hear these stories about Oivdei Hashem and the tzaddikim, the people that the heart is burning to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it's unbelievable. They hear Akdomas and they cry. But what about me? I don't cry when I hear Akdomas. I don't find myself, with the. What about me? I'm left outside. The Matan Torah is that the Baruch Hu comes down on Har Sinai. Har Sinai is the lowest of the mountains. Comes down to me Even though I said, I want Bechira. Why do I want Bechira? Because of me. Somebody as worthless as I am. It all comes to me. Because as a Moshe, was Rabbeinu HaKodesh. With him, I am also the Kal of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As pathetic as I am. Kadosh Baruch Hu is with me. Kadosh Baruch Hu wants me. He wants me. Me. That's the gift of Matan Torah. Hashem Yazor. Zorcha B'ezrat Hashem to get it is a Mikra Kodesh. Zorcha to have a Simchas Yontiv. Rabbeinu says, if you have Yira, this is how you know that you have Yira, because you have Simchas Yontiv. You have Simchas Yontiv. And Rabbeinu says you get this Galas Rotz. And the fact that the Yom Tov is calling out the Rotz. It gives you the Rotz to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Don't stop longing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, no matter how bad you think you are. No matter how low, you have proof. Not just stuff, you have proof. You have receipts. How pathetic I am. Still, I have longing. I want. I learn what I can. I do what I can. I have Matan Torah. It's a kol pshaim techaseh ahava. Love covers all a multitude of sins, right? Matan Torah is to bring me to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lo me. Shem Yazov Azat Hashem. With Shabbos, with Yom Tov.